This man asked a waitress to come out to the parking lot. Then he led her to a beat-up old car. Her boss told her to put down her tray and follow her outside. She thought she was in big trouble, but she was totally wrong. Instead, she was waiting in the parking lot where a kind couple were waiting to give her the Christmas gift of a lifetime. Cindy Gray is a waitress at Cracker Barrel in Branson, Missouri. It was during a shift at the restaurant that she got the biggest surprise ever. Gray's story is so amazing that a video of the incident has gone totally viral. The story begins way back in 2014. That summer, a couple from Arkansas began eating at the same Cracker Barrel where Grady worked. There was something they couldn't help but notice about the place. The couple, Gary and Roxanne Trackett, came to know Grady a little, well enough to find out that she was a good waitress at least. They also discovered a little bit about her personal life. The Tacketts learned that Grady had a disabled son. Then during their trips to the restaurant that summer, they unearthed something else about Grady. There was something a bit depressing sitting in the parking lot, and they soon found out that it belonged to her. It was Grady's car, but it was badly beat up. It'd clearly been through a lot. The blue Hyundai was covered in dents and scratches. There was even a window missing altogether. The Tacketts actually thought it had been abandoned. Speaking to the Huffington Post, Gary Tackett said that he and his wife had a discussion about the car. "I talked with my wife about it and I said, something has to be done," he said. Grady, who had hit several deer with the Hyundai, admitted that cosmetically the car was falling apart, but said it still ran okay. To everyone else, though, it just looked like a neglected wreck. What happened next, she never saw coming. One Saturday morning, Grady got the shock of her life. It was Thanksgiving weekend and she was working her shift at Cracker Barrel when the Tacketts turned up to eat. But that's not all they were there to do. As the couple finished their meal and went outside, Grady's boss asked her for a word. It was busy time in the restaurant, so in that moment, Grady was convinced she'd done something wrong. But she didn't lead her into the office. Meanwhile, the Tacketts were waiting in the parking lot. Grady's boss then took her out to where the couple were standing. It was then that she figured something was going on. What happened next was caught on camera. Gary Tackett walked over to Grady. "We've been watching you drive that car all summer," he said, referring to the battered Hyundai. His next sentence was truly heartwarming, and it would change the waitress's life. "We decided you needed something better. Merry Christmas," he continued. Then he gestured towards something in the parking lot. That something was a brand new car that he and his wife bought for Grady. Sitting in the parking lot was a Ford car with a red bow on it. Grady clearly couldn't believe her eyes and said, "You've got to be kidding me," as they strolled over to admire her Christmas gift. The car was in great condition, and although it was not new, it was far more presentable than the waitress's old model. Now it was time for Grady to get inside and check out her new wheels, which set the Tacketts back $2,500. Speaking to the Huffington Post afterwards, Grady said she never saw the surprise coming. "I never dreamed I would own something this nice," she continued, "and it seemed like it came at the ideal time in her life. I was in a spot where I was depressed, driving that car there, just feeling like nobody cares," she said to the news station at KOLR 10. "It's very different now," she added, and unsurprisingly, Grady wasn't the only one who was touched by the Tacketts' generosity. The Tacketts' daughter, Chelsea Todd, uploaded the video showing Grady receiving the car, and it soon went viral, collecting over 600,000 likes on Facebook. She wrote, "My parents are the most generous, kind-hearted, loving people I know. I'm so proud to be their daughter." And Grady agreed. "I've never experienced that love from total strangers," she said. The Tacketts' kindness at Christmas time made Grady feel as though she was no longer alone in the world. She described the couple as nice, God-fearing people during an interview with ABC News in December 2014, adding that it was a relief not to worry whether her car would start or not every morning. Grady was so touched by the love these strangers showed her that she's vowed to pay it forward when the time comes.